What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. All right, folks, back on the Bossman show, friend of the show, Coach Alvin Brooks II. Lamar Cardinals is heading to his third season here, summertime, getting his team ready to go. Coach Brooks, good to talk to you again. And how are things down at beautiful city of Beaumont, Coach?
Well, boss man, thanks first of all, thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure being on your show and enjoy your show. So we're excited about going to this third season. So we're going into our second year back into the Southland Conference this upcoming year. And so obviously we talked about before when I came on your show the first time, and I was returning here to my alma mater and played here, started coaching here. And so we finally have a roster now where we have some returners for the first time. And, it's just going into my third year. But so the first year is just a group I kind of inherited, and we were coming straight out of COVID. So we have an entirely different group from that year. Last year, we brought in like 10 new guys. And so we brought in a combination of freshmen and JC guys. And we were hoping to have some returners play for us. But we had a number of guys that were returning that due to injury were not able to play last year. As a result, we played for the first time in my career with a roster full of guys that did not have 1 minute of Division I experience, So Ken Palm, the service that rates college basketball teams in different areas. So there's 361 Division I basketball teams. And in terms of Division I experience, we were rated 361. So, and that was because, we had Brock McClure, who played for us the year before, wasn't able to play due to a back injury. Jordan Adams' knees were having issues, and so he retired from college basketball late this spring, didn't come back. Valentine Cat, who was returning, also was going to play for us, and he had a knee injury, and he only played like maybe 2 or 3 games. And so we just we didn't have any experience, and we had some pretty good young guys. And so we had some good moments and got off to a good start. And we had a infusion of energy from a big fella named Janko Bulicic, that's from Montenegro, 6'11" freshman, came in January. And upon arrival, got in like late that Monday night, early January, and we played Nicholls State that Thursday. He actually, hadn't been in the States even a week. Then I only had a couple of days of prep, but was able to help us win the game, and really, really good piece for us, and did a good job. And they won the better teams in our league. And then we later on played Corpus Christi, Corpus Christi the next week, and he played in that game and helped us win that game. The following week, subsequently broke his foot, and so he was out for the year. So we had a number of big guys that were out with season-ending injuries, and he was one of them. So we lost Valentine Cat, Yanko, Adam Hamilton, who was a JUCO All-American from Arizona, played at Glendale Community College in Arizona. played sparingly for us last year, and he was out with had 2 concussions within 4 weeks, and then had some knee issues before that. But then he missed most of the year. So, and I mentioned Brock McClure. So that was most of our front line. So we ended up playing a little small, but had some good moments and improved our win total from the first year. So now this year is year 3. And so we've got returners. And so we're excited about this year, though. It's going to be a good year for us. We've got 8 guys returning that have all had some starting experience. And so they kind of know how we do things. And so we'll go from being really inexperienced to now this year we'll be more experienced because we added also a few guys in from the transfer portal. Like everyone has in college basketball and college football. And so we'll have a chance that we'll be a little bit bigger. I thought we've been a little small at guard because of the injury. We've been a little small across the front line because of injury. But this year we'll have more of the type of team that I like to have that can compete on both ends of the floor with some size and athleticism. And so we'll have a little balance. We can play through the post a little bit more and have some balance in our offense.
And Coach Brooks, I tell you what, man, I looked at your schedule last year. You all had some close games, and despite all the injuries,
right?
Well, I see why the games being so close. Your guys played hard, and they had the talent to win, but they played their hearts out. Now I do feel like you learn to win by being in close games. I feel like now that callous on them from playing close games and winning some of them too as well, those guys returning would be better for you this year if you get out same scenarios. It's like, oh, we've done this before. It's okay. We'll be all right. We can win this close game, execute the right way at the right time, get the right stop, get the right free throw rebound, get the right blackout charge, whatever we got to do to win the game. They've been through it, and you can teach to it as well. Like off the table last year.
Oh, I think that's a great point, man. And we did lose some close games. We won a few close ones, but we lost a number of close games. And man, we lost in overtime at Southeast Louisiana. Had the game won, missed the 3-pointer to win it. We had went down the stretch here against New Orleans here, had a chance to win the game, but the last possession of the game. So there's a number of games, Texas A&M Commerce. I mean, there was a number of games that we were right there in the game and had a chance to win it. A&M Commerce, Corpus Christi there. So I like what the guys we have. Now, we lost, like everybody, a couple of guys to the portal, but, I think we're fine there because we now finally have some returners. And so the bulk of our scoring, we lost our leading scorer, which was a freshman, but the bulk of our offensive scoring and our defensive presence and our balance is returning. And then we added some really, really, I thought, key pieces. It's not guys like that were McDonald's All-Americans that were household names, but they're guys that really fit what we need. We got a kid named Jay Sean Jackson that will come in and give us some presence and size at the point guard position. We got to transfer BB Knight, that transfer from Tulsa, 6'6", much bigger guard. Earl, that will come in from he's from Queens, New York, but by way of Eastern New Mexico, a Division II school. And he's been a rebounder at every level he's played at and everywhere he's been. And I played for a legendary coach in high school. In fact, this is kind of off the subject, but I'm thinking about it. So this guy, I've had Earl White. So his high school coach, Ron Niclario, he's at Cardozo High School in Queens, New York. I don't know if you're familiar with it, heard of it, but he's the winningest coach in New York City public school high school basketball.
Wow.
Ron Niclario. So when I recruited Earl, so I'm talking to him and he just letting him give me a little understanding about what Earl was like as a player there. And then, of course, he told me he led the New York City Public School League in rebounding for 2 years, his junior and senior year in high school. And then he starts telling me that his dad was a doctor, Dr. Niclario, and that he actually saved Dr. Martin Luther King's life.
Wow.
In a stabbing incident in that occurred in New York, like in the, I think it was maybe the late 50s or 60s, I think it was. And so I'd never heard that story before. And so he sent me a link to watch the show that on TNT that Kenny Smith and Shaq and Barkley was on with Ernie. And so I watched the show, and I don't know how I missed that particular night that they aired this. This was in February this past year, during Black History Month. And so there was a video and footage about it, and then of course there was pictures of him and Dr. King's children taken here as they adults, and there was a picture of his dad and Dr. King together. I mean, it was, wow. I'd never heard the story before. And so, but it was, I think, amazing bit of history. So from recruiting Earl and talking to his high school coach. So I don't know if you'd heard that before, but I at that time, I'd not heard that.
I heard him, and my dad knew him and walked with him.
But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna forward you the link and to watch this, because it's on video. It's on YouTube, on TNT, on the NBA show that they do, and so they aired it, and somehow I missed that, but I'd not heard that. You heard a lot of different things I thought about Dr. King that I knew about in the history, but that's one that I missed, and I actually talked to a few people that not a lot of them have heard that. I know that story, but so he was stabbed, and it was so close to his heart that he's required surgery. And his dad, this guy's Dr. Niclario, which is Ron Niclario, the high school coach in Cardozo High School in Queens, New York. That was his dad. And so he performed the surgery. And so he and Dr. King became friends after that. And so he said he'd answered the phone and got a chance to talk to him and that kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool.
No, he is cool. Like I said, my dad marched with him and knew him, and
yeah,
know his people very well. My dad never told me that story either. So I'm wondering about my dad, see if he knows the story.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Grab my phone right quick. I want to see if I don't know if I have this the year. I don't know if I have the year. I know we're on the air, but I just.
Oh, it's all good, Coach. Hey, we do it in live, man. It's all good. We make it work, Coach. We make it work.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll may find it later and send it to you. But anyway, but yeah, I'm not sure the year, but it was a great story. I'm gonna send it to you once we show us over with, so you can do it, because it's history. I mean, it's just something I think all of us need to know.
That Coach Bush, will ask you a trivia question. Do you know Martin Luther King's real name?
You know what? I don't. I want to say I did, but I don't. I don't want to guess. Tell me.
Michael King.
Michael King. Now that
his dad was fascinated with Martin Luther, the Lutheran. Right. So that's why he went with the name Martin Luther.
Okay.
And so people in Atlanta who old Atlanta call him Mike.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Now that I didn't know.
That's from my father. But if you look it up, his real name is actually Michael King, not Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Well, I can't wait to send you this piece, man. The tribute and the story is amazing, man. It's amazing. And I don't know how I missed it on NBA and TNT. And it was this past February. Of course, we were probably playing or traveling or something, so I missed that. But yeah. But anyway, back to my team. I really like my team, Bossman. I really like my team. So we, the idea when we came back, I wanted to come back and, of course, get Lamar back to where it had been in the past. And we struggled over time. And so part of that, I thought, was we were not at the guard positions. We've been small, even not just this past 2 years, the years prior, and this, I'm a former small guard myself. And so I'm no problem with small guards, but I think across the board, you can't be, you have to complement that with some bigger guys.
100%.
Guards. And then I think at the post, We were a little thin there. And then at those really critical positions, I'd always been a part of teams as a player and as a coach where you had that 6'5" to 6'6" guy that could play multiple positions that was really difficult to defend, that could actually guard multiple positions because of his athleticism and length and those kind of things. And so upon arriving here, that was one of the first things I noticed we needed to recruit, because we didn't have that. And so, the guys we had, maybe I think one guy at the time that was about 6'5", but it's more of a small ball 4-man. And then, everybody else 6'7", 6'8" range was more like thin post. And so I think this would be the first year kind of now we have several guys that 6'5" to 6'7" range that can play 2, 3, 4. And so we can do a few things defensively that we hadn't been able to do in the past. And young man I mentioned, Earl White, that's from New York. He's nowadays it's hard to find guys that that really don't care as much about position as they do about just wanting to just play and get the job done. And so this guy likes to rebound the basketball, and has had a history of doing that. Still can play behind the 3-point line, and still can handle the basketball a little bit better than most guys at 6'7". And then he can do a little dirty work. So I think that gives us some things that we can do that we haven't been able to do. I mentioned a big kid, Yanko. He's 6'11". He'll be it's his second year with us, and he only played 6 games with us this past year before he seasoned in injury. And he's going to be he's a game changer. I mean, he can handle it, pass it, shoot it at that size. Typical European big, but a really hard worker. Adam Hamilton had missed last year, and so he's back 6'8". And then Valentine Cat's about 6'8" or 9", and he's back. So we got some good pieces. I like the guys we have. We got Terry Anderson that was 6'7". Another guy that was out of JUCO last year that had a chance to be a good player, but was suffering with some knee ailments and missed probably about 15 games. So we had a lot of that going on. So, but I like this group we got coming back. It's a selfless group. It's a hardworking group. I like our schedule. We've got a good schedule. It's not an overwhelming schedule like when the very first year where we had to play so many road games. And so I like the schedule we have. We'll play, our toughest games will be at LSU in late December. Early in December, we'll play a tough team at SMU. That'll be a really tough game. But there'll be some other teams we'll play, like University of Texas San Antonio is now joining the American Conference, and we'll play them home and home. But that's in our state. And so our travel is not as tough as it has been in the past non-conference. And man, that's brutal that first year, having to travel out west so many times and come back to Texas, and then travel back out west again and come back to Texas, and travel to the north to west part of Texas, which West Texas for us, Bossman, is like going out of state. That's from Beaumont. That's actually like about 10-hour drive.
Wow.
Yeah, it's and it's of course in a good flight. So we would actually drive to Houston and then fly from there. But though that travel kind of wears on you, especially when you got a small and a young group. So the schedule is more favorable and conducive to like keeping your team intact and building your team. And so I like where we are. So offensively, we'll be a little bit more exciting than we have been in the past, I think. I think somebody was asking me about, we lost one of our little freshmen who was our leading scorer, and wondered how good we would be offensively. And I said, we're actually going to be better offensively because we're going to be a much better offensive team.
Yes.
We're going to be a much better defensive team. It's one guy doesn't really make you click offensively. We just watched the NBA Finals. As good as Jokic is offensively, and he's really good for a big, but they also have Murray, and they have Caldwell Pope. I mean, they got a lot of other good pieces. Bruce Brown. I mean, it makes for a really good offensive team.
Yes.
Then those guys are the catalysts. But you need that. You watching your Hawks right now, and you were just talking about that beforehand. Kind of looking for, another guard to go with to make the group click.
Yes. Need shooting too.
Yeah, can shoot. Yeah, so I like this group, and so this group is going to play for each other better than we have on both ends of the floor, and they're going to play. We played hard last year. They played hard. I thought we did, but I think this year we'll play just as hard but smarter because
Yes.
now we have a little more experience, and so now we can execute game plans with more efficiency and better than we have in the past. And so I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to talking to you next time, talking about how good a year it was and all the good things that happened. And we might maybe talk about it during the course of the year. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, I can do that for you too, Coach. I can do whatever you need to do for you, Coach. I can do it for you, Coach, for sure, man. Like you said, man, being able to play on defense, offensively with variety. We have a guy who can switch 1 through 4, 1 through 5, and not have to worry about playing maybe a drop coverage because the guy can't move his feet. So having guys who are athletic and can actually do the job and shoot the ball, put it on the floor, penetrate, pitch, cause defense have conflict to decide, don't want to give this up, but put them in put them in a bind. So having guys who can do that, so only help you get better. And having guys who are now a year more into your system, know what you expect, learn how to have the IQ, learn how to read scouting reports, game plan discipline, learn how to watch film the right way, so their IQ goes up. And I think this time of year is a good time for guys to get stronger on the court, off the court, and mentally. I watched some film on Synergy, getting better as well. Watch the viral clips.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And I'm excited. I mean, I will tell you this, man. We have some good things going on here. By that I mean, last time when you and I talked, man, we were just completing like just something simple as like a player lounge, which we didn't have here before for our players, for our basketball players, and a film room, which is basically the classroom for your basketball program where you watch film every single day, you teach and you learn and visual learning and those kind of things. We had a film room that a generous alum built for us here in the Montaigne Center. And thanks to our new administration, Jeff O'Malley is our new director of athletics, Dr. Jaime Taylor. Those guys have done a good job of kind of generating some support locally. And so now, as nice the Montaigne Center is, at the end of June, we will have a new wood basketball court, which is very, very important for our legs and for not just the aesthetics, the looks of the place, but I mean, it's going to be a softer court. For example, when I was at Houston, Bossman, and we went from old Hofheinz Pavilion to the Fertitta Center, it was amazing to me the minimal amount of leg injuries that occurred after the change of court.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. It's kind of like playing football on a really harder surface compared to a better turf. So the same thing what occurs on wood. Nobody talks about that a whole lot, but every wood court is not great. Now I'm from the old school where every court I played on was hard. So we didn't think much about it. But now, for whatever reason, nowadays, I guess maybe it's because of the wear and tear is so much more for guys, or they're bigger, they're faster, they lifting more. But you see so many more. But the type of court you have, I think, makes a big difference in your recovery, your bounce, your legs, those kind of things. So at the end of June, we'll have a new court, and I'm really excited about that. And then after the new court is put in, then we'll have a new scoreboard, which you have a nice scoreboard with 4 flat screens on each side, but will be actually bigger. And then we'll have new boards at the end of each arena. We have a new sound system that's being put in, which would be major improvement for us. We've needed that badly. And then our lighting system is going to be a new lighting system will be put in. They're putting in right now currently a new scoreboard at the football stadium. So there's a lot of upgrades going on around here, and there's a lot of things, a lot of good things happening, man. I'm really excited about it. And so now we just kind of need to, we kind of in our off season now. I've got few guys here, and then everybody will report next month, and we'll kind of get to it, and then get to the season, and let's tip it up again, and man, see how much better we are. Looking forward to it.
100%, Coach. You said something very key. Facilities is everything. And I'll be honest with you. At Tennessee State, I love my school. The facilities was trash when I played there. It just was. Now we played at the Titan Stadium downtown.
Okay.
But during the week, we still had to deal with the trash. Right. I hate to say it that way, but it's true. Because football dressed inside the basketball arena. That's not good. So and I know it, and that was me 04, right? So I know in 23, facilities is everything to these players.
It is.
And how comfortable am I? Do I feel like it's my home away from home? So having a lounge, having a great weight room, having a great film room to watch film just for you, the events in the arena, all that matters to these kids more so than it did in my generation. That's why I want to have scholarship and play. Right. Despite whatever it was, and these kids want to have that comfortability before they commit to play for you or come to your school now.
They do. They have to have that. You're absolutely right, Bossman. You do have to have that. And so you from that old school, and think I'm a little older than you. And from my time then, man, like I mentioned before, man, playing on a wood court where it was thinly wood and it was concrete right underneath that. Man, we didn't think much about that. I didn't even play in the air-conditioned gym till I got to college, so I didn't think much about that either. But and the dressing rooms wasn't great back then. Nobody really, but now that's really important, not only to recruit players but to retain them. And to develop. And I'm really been all about player development, and so that's been one of my primary focuses since I've been here is player development, doing all things that we possibly can towards player development. I will say that I don't want to say the names, but a really nice, generous couple here that's alums of ours and supporters in the area have really donated the resources to build a new weight room for us right here just for basketball in the Montaigne Center. Now, we do have a nice weight room in our athletic department in our athletic training facility for our athletics, but we have a new weight room coming here just for basketball, which is very important to us because that gives us a chance again to develop guys. And so I think that's going to be huge. That'll be up and ready by the end of the summer. And so, man, we've got a chance to just do a lot more work and develop guys more and we put a lot of work into guys, but now we can do it efficiently. We don't have to go across campus or next door to lift and then come back over here. We can lift right here in the building. Boom, get out there and get on the court. One film room right here, player lounge right here. I mean, it's all those things that I think our guys will be very comfortable and just getting better, and they can put all that work into it and feel good about it. As you mentioned, these guys now are different, man. I mean, and especially in this day and age with you can transfer whenever you want, be eligible right away, NIL, name, image, and likeness. The amount of money that's being thrown out there and been talked, not just I say talked about because some of it, the numbers are just hard for me to imagine that some of the numbers are just really going to be quite like I've heard. The numbers for a guy that's been in it for a while, they don't fit. It just the math don't work. But I think it's a great thing for players to have an opportunity to get paid. I think it's a great thing. But those are that's the era we live in, and so now you have to have the ability to connect with and have a relationship with your players. You have to have the ability to do that now more than ever before.
100%.
More than ever before, because you don't have enough money. But how you make guys feel and how much you develop guys will go a lot longer than how much money you can put in their pocket. And everybody cares about putting a little money in their pocket, But at the end of the day, as I've told some of my guys, the real money is at the back end. If we develop you, if you get better and you have success and you're a big part of the success and you're productive, then on the back end, that's a great deal of amount of money available for you, for your skills. And if you get that degree, then now you're winning in all areas. And so I think connecting and building and developing a total student athlete is more critical now than ever. It's always been important, but now, I mean, guys need to feel you. If they don't feel you, man, they ain't feeling you, and they moving.
You got that right, coach.
And they might do that anyway. Just some of these guys, as I'm learning, is it's almost like the thing I'm hearing is like, man, if I got a transfer opportunity and I haven't used it, then some guys is telling them that these other guys say, well, man, you could transfer. Why you don't use it? It's like use it or lose it, type deal I'm hearing. So it's a different world we're living in,
You got that right.
But I'm adjusting, man. I'm adjusting. I'm good with it.
No doubt. Well, Coach Brooks, good to catch up with you as always, Coach Brooks, man. I look forward to seeing you do all big things. You got my number. You know how to find me. If you want to come on the show during the year, man, I'll make time for you, Coach. I promise you that I'll make time for you. But what I'm doing, I got you, Coach.
I will be in touch. I'll be in touch for sure. And we'll touch base with you again here pretty soon. And man, be careful and stay out that hot sun, man. I know you're out there working and doing all kinds of things, but enjoy yourself and stay cool.
Now, thankfully, they coach in Georgia is on only 80 degrees today, coach. So I got lucky today. It's 80 with no humidity, so I'm lucky today.
Okay, well, you're doing a lot better than us. We're already in the 90s here, and the humidity is getting thick. So, all right, man.
Well, so thank you so much as always, Coach. I'll see you soon, man.
Thank you, man. All right, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, now.
Bye.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your #1 source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts.